All right, integrated one. I'm recording right now during AE, so if you hear some background noise, it might be voices. No big deal. This is your semester review part one. I want to make sure that you have all your skills from semester one so that we can do the next unit just fine. This goes without saying. Check out these numbers and points. They look very similar. They're a little different. Tell me if they're one to one and give me the domain and range, etc., etc. We just did this on the test. Um, right here, even though y'all don't see the arrows, I drew them in for y'all's printing. There's arrows right here on your printout. Make sure you know how to use the proper notation and all that kind of stuff. I will have the answer key up, but I'm not going to put that up yet. And then, okay, this is more domain range and stuff. All right, this is the one I want to start with. We did this already, but we didn't do tons of it, and we're going to be revisiting it quite a lot. If you check out the instructions right here on number 8, it basically says what I want you to do is, without Desmos, graph these by hand. Check it out. So right here, this is the slope-intercept form. It's been on my wall next to the Phone Oasis for a while. It looks like this. Y equals mx plus b. Remember that m is slope, and your b is your y-intercept. And again, it's been hanging in the front of the room by the Phone Oasis now for months. So check it out and do it. So how do we do this? Check out this first one. I'm going to start in blue with this first one right here. How do I start? Well, this -3 is your y-intercept. This is our y-axis right here. So I'm going to start here at 0, 0, and I'm going to count down to -3. Here's -1, -2, -3. There's my point for my line. Now we're going to use our slope, 1/2. Remember, slope is rise over run. That means up first, up or down first, and then left or right second. So we have +1. So we're going to go up 1 right here. And then it says go over 2. 1, 2. Boom. I'm going to do this again. I want y'all to do as many points as you can. Go up 1, 1, 2. Boom. That's what I'm looking for. Do it again. Up 1, 1, 2. Good for us. Let's do it backwards and reverse. How do I do that? You can just do the opposite direction. Go down 1 and left. Down 1, 1, 2. Down 1, 1, 2. Now we've created a bunch of points. All right, now what I want you to do is if you have different colors, use them. I'm going to go ahead and switch to red and graph this one right here. This one says we have a y-intercept at -1. Here's -1 right here. This is where we're going to start, and it has a rise over run of -1/2. There's only one negative per thing. If you put the negative on top, the numerator, perfect. If you put it on the bottom, that's fine. But you need to put it in only one spot. I personally prefer it on the numerator. So this says go down 1. I'm going to go down 1, and then it says go right 2. Boom, boom. Clock that. See what we have there? They're intersecting right there. Now I'm going to do it again. 1, 1, 2. Boom. This is where they intersected. So now what you can do is we don't need any more tons of points. I'm going to go ahead and draw my little line. Y'all, my lines are terrible. Don't make them as crappy as mine. Make sure you put the arrows on them. And then let's see if I can do this. Cool deal. Now, look what it says. Looking at the graph above, at what points do the lines intersect? Right here. So what point is that? Well, the XY coordinate system. That's 1, 2. So it intersects at 2, comma. My 2's are the worst. Someday I'll eventually be able to write a good 2. 2, comma. And then I'm going to go down. What is this? This is -1, -2 on the y-axis. You need to watch this video over and over. And if you say, Mister, I can't learn from this video, I'm going to stare at you the way you stare at me. Learn from this video. It's not that hard. All right, we're going to go down over here. You can see all these. These are all the practice problems. These intersect at pretty numbers. So if you're getting weird intersection points, you're doing something wrong. Now I'm going to go over here and talk about these. These are old problems, y'all. I did this yesterday on Monday, PEMDAS Monday. We need these skills. It's been a while since we solved equations with x's on both sides. So remember the first thing I want. Y'all have to line up your equal signs. Put your equal signs in a line. I need that. That's what I care about. So what ends up happening after we do our equal signs in a line? We got to do a bunch of math. So the first thing we have to do is you ignore the right-hand side and you look at the left-hand side first and you ask yourself, is there any math I can actually do? And the answer is yes, there is. I see this 3 in front of the parentheses. Anytime you have a number in front of parentheses, it means multiply. And that special word, distribute. So we're going to multiply that, and then we're going to multiply that. So let's go ahead and write this down. I'm going to bring down my 12x. There's my crappy 2's. 3 times 2, positive 3 times positive 2 is positive 6. Y'all, if you're still messing up your negatives and positives at this time with that sheet that's been on your desk since August, you're going to see a crazy teacher. So figure it out. Positive times negative is negative. And again, read the sheet in front of you that's been there since August. Do your best. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring down the right-hand side because I want to make sure we're always on the same line. There we have it. Now, we're going to still look at the left-hand side. Is there any math I can do on the left-hand side? Do I have any grouping? Remember, grouping means, can I put families together? Constants, that's numbers without anything attached to it. And then x's, those are our families. So I have 12x minus 15x. You're going to subtract the coefficients. So that's 12 minus 15. This is a positive number. So when they're different signs, we're going to subtract. So 15 minus 12 is 3. The bigger number in quotations is 15, so it's going to be negative 3x. So we have our negative 3x. I've written that down. I can't do anything else with this positive 6, so I bring it down. Now, once again, I'm going to rewrite this down because I like staying on the same line. Mister, it's such a waste of time to write this down over and over. Just shut up and write it down. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to get our x's on the left side. We put our letters, our variables on the left side. So we're going to be grouping. Grouping is always adding and subtracting the coefficients. And remember, if you don't know what the coefficients are that I'm talking about, that number in front is the coefficient. That's the term, and that has been on the back of the wall next to the math be kind words since the beginning of the year. So coefficient. So I'm going to move this to the other side. I got to do the opposite. What's the opposite of minus 8? That is plus 8x. Line up your variables. Line up your variables. And then I have negative 3 plus 8 gives me 5x. And then I'm going to bring down my plus 6. And then this is gone, and I'm going to have my 16. Now, this says I have two families. There's constants here and a constant here. I have to move my positive 6 over. So in order to do that, that's minus 6. And then what do we get? That cancels out. Bring down your 5x. It now comes in closer. 5x. And then 16 minus 6 is 10. In English, this says 5 times x. 5 times x. 5 times. What's the inverse, opposite of times? It is divide. So you divide on both sides, and then I'm out of room. 10 divided by 5 is 2. You end up with x equals 2 for this problem. You're going to be doing that a lot. I need this skill. You need this skill for Unit 5. We're going to be doing a lot of algebra in Unit 5. So make sure you have that. So that's problem 11. Now we're going to go down. I'm going to have so many questions about this. Mister, I don't understand what this is. We've done this now for weeks. I think I'm right to be annoyed at this question. This is all that's happening. When you see this, what is f of 3? What it's telling you is there's an equation named f. There it is right there. It's then saying we don't want to plug in x anymore. We want to actually solve with 3. So you can think of this as a y with instructions. F of 3 is just a y with instructions. So what's the instruction set saying? It's saying plug in 3. So I'm going to set this up for you. F of 3 equals 2 times 3 squared minus 4 times 3 plus 2. Plug in and solve. Now, you need PEMDAS. In order to do this, y'all, we're going to be working on PEMDAS. I expect y'all to be able to do PEMDAS fully by the end of the year. So here we go. Parentheses, I do have parentheses, but looking inside them, I can't do anything with this 3. I can't do anything with this 3. So we ignore the parentheses for now. The next one is exponent. And for those who are still not knowing what the exponents are, that is an exponent. So right there, there's an exponent right there. So what we're going to do is do 3 squared. 3 squared means 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 3 is 9. For those who don't see it, 9. And then I'm going to bring everything down. All right. So now there's no exponents. We're done with those. Multiplication. Mister, I don't see multiplication anywhere. Okay, cool. When there's parentheses with numbers next to each other, that's multiplication. So let's do multiplication next. 2 times 9 is 18. Negative 4 times positive 3 is negative 12. Plus 2. Now I'm going to put them together. There's no more multiplication. There's no more division. Now it's addition and subtraction. 18 minus 12 is 6. I'm going to bring down my 2. And then I have my 6 plus 2 is 8. So what does this tell us? This tells us that when we plug in x equals 3, our y value returns as 8. So the full answer should be written as a point, 3, comma, 8. That's what I want to see on all these. I will have the answer key up online, but it's y'all's job to do this. And then welcome to this fun stuff. We're going to revisit some words. I'm going to start using all the terms in here. I need y'all to have constant down, coefficient down, etc. Independent and dependent variable. I want you to do this yourself on your laptops. Look up YouTube videos, do what you can. I will teach all this when we go around, but try to solve this yourself first. And then that's it. All right. That's what we're doing today. Good luck, everybody. It's straight up work week. So I will be walking around being your tutor all day.